What is up? Welcome back to another installment of this awesome show that I'm sure all 20 of you love watching. But let's get into it. So, first off, I'm going to be breaking down some of the college football playoff games that went down yesterday, and then I'll be talking about NFL Wild Card Weekend. And giving my predictions for just Wild Card Weekend, and then as it goes on, I'll give my predictions for the divisional round as well. That looks like enough light. That should be good. But anyways, without further ado, college football playoff reactions. So I did do predictions for them, and I posted those on TikTok. So TikTok, it's the same name as this YouTube channel. For the most part, I got it right. I did predict the correct winners for each game. The only thing that I missed was I didn't realize Indiana was going to just put Oregon down like a sick animal. It was ridiculous. Like, they just, every drive, like, Indiana's going to win it all. I've never been more certain of it in my life. They're going to curb stomp Miami. Miami has no chance going into it. The Ole Miss Miami game went pretty much exactly how I thought it would, kind of like a shootout, but I did think Miami would prevail, and I was correct. They did. And then I did predict Indiana would beat Oregon, but I did not expect it to be just the bloodbath that we saw last night. That was ridiculous. It was, I mean, Oregon stood no chance. First play of the game, pick six. Like, it's just, Indiana is by far the best team in the country, and they are America's team, and they are the new college football dynasty powerhouse, and they're the best team in the country, and they probably will be for a long time. And whenever the national championship is, not this Monday, but next Monday, Indiana will put down Miami and have a clean sweep of just blowouts. It's what's going to happen. Just prepare yourselves for it, because that's what's going to happen. Indiana's the best team. I haven't been watching college football for that long, honestly. I did watch some of, like, the LSU, Clemson, like back in the day. I wasn't really paying attention to it. Indiana's up there with some of the greatest teams of all time. They're putting down the best teams in the country easily. Let's not act like Oregon's not a good team. They are. Bama was a good team too. They split games with Georgia. They beat OU in the first round at OU. And Indiana's putting them down like they're FCS schools. So they're going to beat Miami probably by 3 touchdowns at least, if I had to guess. And then Kurt Signetti is going to be doing his famous, hands on his hips, and he's like, So that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Indiana's going to win the national championship. And I'm here for it. I love it. I love their story. Quickest turnaround ever. Probably the greatest rebuild of a team we've ever seen across any sport. They're amazing. It's ridiculous. I don't know how it happened in just 2 years, but shout out. I mean, Indiana's going to win it all. And I can't wait to see it. I'd love to see it. But let me pull up the NFL playoff schedule. We're just going to start out each game. Starting with today's game. This video is going to get posted on Saturday. Okay, so starting off with Saturday's games. I'm going to give some insight on what I think has to happen in order for each team to win, but then I'll give my pick at the end of it. So we're going to start out with the Rams at the Panthers. Now, the Rams are kind of a weird team for me because I think they're better than like their record and their playoff seeding. They just lost some games that they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have lost to Carolina when they did, and then they shouldn't have lost to the Falcons right at the end of the year. But I think McVay and Stafford gets that team focused for the playoffs, and I just think they're the better overall team. I think the defense is nasty. I mean, they should be able to easily put down the Panthers. The Panthers are a scrappy team, though. You never really know with them, and it's hard to pick Carolina just because of the fact that, like, they're so on and off. Like, it's 50-50. They kind of remind me of the Steelers in that way because you don't know which team's going to show up to play. So, could I see Carolina winning? Yeah, I could, but it's hard to pick them. It's really a coin flip, more so with Carolina, because you don't know what version of Carolina you're going to get. So if Carolina's best team comes out to play, they can beat the Rams. Am I leaning towards Carolina now after thinking through and seeing that the Panthers lost their last 2 games? And do you think they bounce back and win? I just don't see it. I just don't. I'd love to see that happen. I'm a huge not a Panthers fan, but I am a fan of, I don't know how to, I'm not a, you know what I mean. The Panthers were my like underdog, kind of wild card pick coming into the season, so I would love to see them win. But I am going to be picking the Rams. I do think the Rams should be able to easily win that game. And then tonight you have the Packers at the Bears. Should be cinema. I can't wait to watch this game. It should be great. The Bears, again, I mean, every game with the Bears is going to be close. They don't really blow out teams. And then the Packers, I don't really know what to think about the Packers. Like, the Packers, they're such a weird team to try to pick games. And I'm heavily leaning towards Chicago in this game. And I think that's who I'm going to pick. Just because I'm sold on Caleb Williams and that Ben Johnson duo. But we'll see. That place is going to be rocking. That stadium is going to be the loudest it's been in probably a decade. So yeah, give me the Bears. I will be picking the Bears in this one. Just because, I mean, I'm just not, again, kind of with the Carolina thing, I'm not sold on Green Bay. A lot of these playoff teams I'm not like sold on. Like I don't see most of these teams going on a run to win the Super Bowl. I just don't. So give me the Bears. I do really like Chicago. And I want to pick the Packers so bad, but I don't trust Jordan Love. I really don't, especially on the road. I just don't trust that Packers team. And that's my reasoning for it. Now the Bills at the Jaguars. My take on like Buffalo is I know they haven't been like at their best all season this year, but this is a huge playoff for Josh Allen because his kryptonite, Mahomes, is not in the playoffs. This is his best chance to win. And if he doesn't get it done, there's going to be some questions about Josh Allen because like the one excuse we've made for Josh, and it's not really an excuse, kind of just a fact, but the fact is he can't beat Mahomes in the playoffs. And that's been his one thing. I don't know. He just can't beat Mahomes in the playoffs. That's it. You don't have to go face Mahomes now. So this is his chance. Mahomes has been the one thing in Josh Allen's way, and now he's not there. So this is huge for Josh Allen. He's got to get it done. And I do like the Jags, but am I sold on them? No, not really. I do love Liam Cohen, and I do love Trevor Lawrence, and I think they're building something. I just don't think they're there yet. So give me the Buffalo Bills to beat the Jags, and we may see the Bills go on a Super Bowl run if the Steelers get eliminated, because I do think the Steelers are going to go all the way. Completely unbiased pick, by the way. But I like Josh Allen, especially in the playoffs, and I think he gets it done. Jacksonville is definitely building something, and they're going to be right back next year, but give me the Bills. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. And then you have the Niners at the Eagles. Again, Eagles kind of are like the Packers or the Panthers because you don't really know with them, and they haven't really showed you that they can go beat those best of the best teams, really. And there's so much discourse around them this year, and it kind of feels like that 2024 or 2023 year when they went undefeated for so long, and then it kind of unraveled and fell apart. It kind of feels like that, a little, obviously different as far as like record goes. But can the 49ers, as injury battled as they are, can they go compete in Philly? And I'm not sure. I don't know if they can. I do want to pick the Niners so bad just because I don't really like the Eagles all that much. But I just don't think I don't think they'll lose in the first round. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the Niners. I love Brock Purdy, and if they weren't so injured, I would pick the Niners, but the teams like the Bills without a number one and the Packers without like a true number one receiver, I mean, unless Kittle is back, I don't know the situation with him because I know he's been in and out all year. I just don't know. They need a number one wide receiver. So does Buffalo. So does Green Bay. And they don't really have it yet. And that's why I'm not sold on them. So give me the Eagles to beat the Niners as that second, midway through the day Sunday game. And then Sunday Night Football, Chargers at Patriots. New England's going to be rocking. That's their first home playoff game since Brady left, if I'm not mistaken, because their only playoff game was a loss at Buffalo in whatever year that was, Mac Jones' rookie year, I think. Or maybe it was his second year. I'm not sure. Did he sit behind Cam Newton for a year? I'm getting off track, but I'm just wondering. Give me same thing with the Chargers. Can they hang with the Patriots defense just because of how injury battled their line is and how bad their offensive line has been this year? I do want to pick the Chargers so bad. You know what? I'm going to pick the Chargers. I think they get it done. I don't know. Again, with New England, I'm not sold because they really haven't beaten many teams. They beat Buffalo once, and then who did they beat? I think they beat Baltimore. Okay, so did the Steelers twice. And we beat New England. Why am I basing it off of every team the Steelers have played? I don't know. I just have a gut feeling that the Chargers are going to walk into Foxborough and they're going to get it done. So give me the LA Chargers to beat the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. That's going to be a great game, though. It'll be a shootout. Most of these games are going to be good. The only one that I see really being a blowout is that Rams-Panthers game. And then that brings us to Monday Night Football, Texans at the Steelers. So I have a couple thoughts about this game, obviously. Just look at around my room. The Texans' offense does not scare me at all, really, because our last couple playoff games have been against Lamar Jackson, the Buffalo Bills, and Josh Allen, and Mahomes. So it doesn't scare me in the same sense as, this offense is going to put up 40 on us. The defense does scare me a little bit. Not as much as everyone's been saying, but they scare me a little bit. And it's going to be interesting to see what our game plan is on offense. I don't know how they're going to attack them. The defense weakness for the Texans is the deep shots. So can you get some early deep shots to Metcalf and then be able to run the football on him? I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see. I'm obviously nervous for it. I'm just not nervous about the Houston Texans offense. So that's the thing. I don't think it'll be a blowout like the past wild card games. The only wild card games I've ever seen as a Steeler fan, the last 5 of them has been we're down 21-0 at the very beginning of the game. Do I think that game will be like that? I don't think so. I don't know if the Steelers are going to win. I obviously hope they do. I think it'll be a lot closer than our last playoff games, though, and I think that, usually we perform pretty well down the stretch in these closer games. So I am going to pick the Steelers, not just because I'm a Steeler fan, just because I think they can get it done because they have Aaron Rodgers, and he's been slinging the ball well and protecting the ball, and the Texans take away the ball almost better than anyone in the league. So, and Rodgers gets the ball out quick. So do we have the perfect offense to go against the defense, Texans defense? Maybe. You could definitely make the case for that. But our defense has to go out and play their best game because they almost blew that game against Baltimore. Inexcusable, some of the stuff that happened. Leaving Zay Flowers wide open at the end. That worries me. But this is the best matchup in a wildcard game we've had since probably Cleveland in 2020. And this is the first time we've had a capacity crowd playoff game since the Jaguars game, which is the first season I was a diehard Steeler fan. When was that? I was 12 years old that season. Now I'm 20. I've yet to witness a playoff game. I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers in just a grinded out, low scoring game, and they win it last second. And it's going to be stressful, and my heart rate's going to be crazy because I am going to drink my mandatory Monster Energy drink so that I don't fall asleep. But I don't think there's a chance of that happening anyways. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to move on and win their first playoff game since I've been a fan. And if that happens, I will shed tears. And if whatever happens, I will make a video that night and post it. just a reaction video, kind of like right after the game. But give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to make me shed tears on Monday Night Football. And I can't wait. I'm so I've been thinking about this game all week, and it's Saturday now, and it's 2 days away. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to win a wild card game and move on. And who knows what happens after that. But I like our chances Monday night. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me, but I like our chances. So I will be back Tuesday with a full episode breaking down the playoffs, and my Steeler reaction video will be on Monday night, but I may do a full reaction to the game on Tuesday with that other video. So be looking out for that. This is a great weekend of football and just sports in general. We got college basketball games going crazy. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So have a great weekend, guys. Go watch some football. Go have some fun. It's going to be a great weekend. Enjoy this one. This is one of the best sports weekends of the year. And I've been saying that the past couple weekends. So I think this one's going to be true, though. Go enjoy some sports. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday night, hopefully breaking down the Steelers' victory over the Texans. But you never know. It'll be that.